and welcome to Trail Talk. My name is Liz Harkins, and today we will be speaking with Marjorie Turner Holman, as well as Tori and Christine over at the Milford Youth Center about the upcoming program they have this May.
Well, we got each other's names from Milford TV, and then we started emailing back and forth, and then we set up a date to talk, and she came in to talk with Jen and I, the director, and then we decided that Tori's Youth Council was the best place for this program, and so we set that up for May.
I'm Marjorie Turner Holman. I'm the author of Easy Walks in Massachusetts and More Easy Walks in Massachusetts and Easy Walks and Paddles in the 10 Mile River watershed. It's getting to be a whole series. And I'm the personal historian who loves the outdoors. And doing a make your own storybook hikes combine my love of personal stories, family stories, experiential stories with the outdoors, and just taking in what a beautiful area we are. We're right here on the banks of the Charles, as it were, the upper Charles River right now. I can hear the water rushing in the background, and it's just wonderful. We picked the best day to be out, and I'm getting to be able to spend time outside. So that's me. Last winter, or last fall, I guess, I took a walk with Catherine Parent, who's with DCR, Division of Conservation and Recreation, out at Riverbend Farm in Uxbridge. And she and I had said we wanted to plan a program together, and we didn't know what. So we did a walk and talk. And I found that it's often the best way to figure out an idea is to just walk and talk. And as you walk and talk, something will happen. And by the end of our walk, neither of us really know how it happened. We came up with make your own storybook hikes. Catherine's the artsy craftsy person. I'm the storytelling person. And we came up with this idea, started our first walk in January, and hoped and prayed, and it was absolutely a fine day. It actually wasn't icy, surprise, surprise, and we had 30 people, families, grandparents, parents, children. Some of my visually impaired friends came and joined us, and everyone was able to participate, which was really, really wonderful. So, and then we said, well, let's do it again. And the next time we had 70 people come. This time we're going to be doing it with the youth center, so I think it's a more limited group when it's not open to the public per se, but it's another, again, different age range. I've worked with children that don't write, who can still do this program. I expect most of the children who will be participating this time have some literacy. They may speak a different language, but they probably are going to school and are learning how to write in English. They should be able to write something in English, but I don't care. If it's in Portuguese, if it's in Spanish, if it's in another language, it matters to them what they're creating. I facilitate it.
We're going to all meet together at first, and Marjorie's going to go over what we're going to do, and then we're all going to go out on the trail. I think we're going to take some trash bags with us as well and pick up trash as we go in honor of Earth Day. A little late, but better late than never, right, Tori?
Yeah, for sure.
And then we're just going to take in our surroundings. Marjorie's going to talk. She's very knowledgeable about nature and history, and we're going to talk together as we're on the trail, and then we're going to come back and make a storybook of what we saw.
It's very open-ended, very unstructured, but it has a structure to it that just says if you've got a support person and somebody who's interested in telling the story, let's go outside, look around, see what's there, and come back and tell the story. Our plan is to come over here to the bike trail. And I'm praying that it will be a beautiful day like this, and that it won't be pouring rain, because that would be really, you got to be pretty hardy to want to go out in the rain. I do it, It requires a little more equipment. You need the right clothes, you need the right hats, you understand your boots are going to get wet. It's just not as much fun to get soaking wet. It's okay, but I'm hoping for a dry day. Come and see the Charles. I don't know if this has a name right here, this particular part of it. It's the dammed part of the Charles. But come maybe walk over to the bridge there. Just look at and say, this is headed to Boston. Understand where the water is coming from. Looking for birds, looking at the clouds. By then the trees will be full, they're just red right now. Looking at the changes of seasons, talking about the change of seasons. There's the possibilities to me are endless. And it's a blank slate, but it's a blank slate waiting to be filled by the outdoors and by your imagination. The story writing is based on experiences of what do you see? And then we come back. So we won't take much time at the youth center before we hit the trail. The whole point is to get outdoors, be active, to see and to observe, to listen, to take in. You don't need to take notes because you're storing it all in your mind. I'll be taking pictures just because I write blogs on my website, marjorieturner.com. And so I'll be taking pictures just for that to help document the experience. But it's really what's happening up here. What's happening in your mind, what stays with you, what do you remember by the time you come home, and what do you want to share? Does it have to be a coherent story? Beginning, middle, and end is what you need in a story. If you want to do that, if you just want to write down observations like a journal, it's fine. There's no requirements for what this has to be. It's really your story. It's what you want it to be. It's not my agenda. I offer the opportunities, and people take from it what they want, and that's fun too.
Well, I think it gives them a moment to get off their phones for as brief as it may be. I know it's going to be a couple hours, so they'll really get a chance to just kind of bond as well. So, I think it's good for that reason. And I also think it's good because we have a lot of kids in the youth council who are interested in arts. And I know there's like a story writing component, which is really cool too. So
I also like how it gets them outside and gets them in touch with nature. I feel like that's really, really important. And then just to combine those two things, art and nature, two things I'm really passionate about, I think that it's really great.
I'm always surprised when I create walks with people that people say, I never saw this, or I never knew this was here. And I think the bike trail in Milford, an awful lot of people do know. It's right in the center of town, my golly. It's within walking distance of so many people. But I'm always surprised in other communities. So I can't address Milford specifically to that. That people just don't know. That's part of why I wrote the books. People didn't know where these trails were. I wrote a series of articles for the Bellingham Bulletin, which I write along with other local newspapers, and I had no place to archive them, so I put them on my personal history website. And people kept coming to my website saying, where's Joe's Rock? Well, it's in Wrentham. On Route 121, and yesterday there was still somebody looking for Joe's Rock. And I finally said, I think there's a need, and I started looking, and it's really been a scavenger hunt since then, and I'm way over 100 trails in 37 towns now that are easy walks. The books are available on Amazon, and just the Easy Walks in Massachusetts and More Easy Walks in Massachusetts, and hopefully by next week, Easy Walks and Paddles in the 10 Mile River watershed. That's more Attleboro direction, down that direction. But they're all contiguous, one town next to the other. So it's, well, I'm in this town, what's right in the next town? and it's extremely local. It's not asking you to drive 2 hours to take a 45-minute walk. They're easy walks, that's what I do. I use my walking sticks on the trail because I need to. Because I'm the person that went from being paralyzed, could not get out of bed or walk across a room at age 37 to healing to where I walk with walking sticks, but I can walk. And a tremendous amount of healing in the last nearly 25 years. And getting outdoors and moving and taking in the outdoors, it touches me very deeply. It's a lot of the healing. It's why do you do what you do? Why do you keep trying when things are really stinky? You know, sometimes life is hard and you need sources of joy. And for me, being in the outdoors is a really solid source of joy, regardless of the weather. I post any of these events on my Easy Walks in Massachusetts Facebook page. So anybody who's looking for up-to-date things, that's where I post those. I create events, Facebook events. I have one that's in April. Actually this Sunday at 1:30 is going to be in Riverbend Farm, so in Uxbridge. So that's coming up. The date that the event is going to take at the Youth Center is May 23rd from 4 to 5:30. And you do have to be a member of the Youth Center to participate, but anybody who is a part of the Youth Center is more than welcome to come. It's a free event. There's no cost to it. And it's something to get out and do it.
Our fashion show coming up, and that's going to be on June 9th at 6:30. We also have summer camp starting July 9th.